Well, happy Friday evening, everybody. I hope y'all are doing well this afternoon. I have been meaning to post a video for a very long time. But for those of you who don't know, I am in Dothan, Alabama, and I am a gardener turned nursery owner. So we have been quite busy with starting a nursery. So get ready for an update on that coming soon. But for now, I was really wanting to just give y'all a little glimpse of what's happening over here in the cottage garden at my house. Because I was out here this afternoon, and it's such a nice afternoon that I thought, okay, now is a really good time to update my friends about the cottage garden because it's been so long. All right. Now, everything is blooming or almost blooming, and I'm really, really happy with the cottage garden right now. So this is a west-facing garden. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm in zone 8B, and we have done, or I guess I could say I have primarily done, a complete redo on the house that on the landscape of the house that my husband and I moved into in September of 2021, almost 2 years. And so I pulled out a ton of holly hedges that were around the perimeter of the home, and I planted a ton of stuff. So anyway, I kind of turned this area into my cottage garden because I came from a cottage garden. And if you go back in my videos, you can see my previous garden that I built at our other home. And anyway, so I just really wanted to give myself a little bit of that cottage look somewhere here in the new home. Some of this really does need to be pruned and cut back, like that abelia right there. That is a Miss Lemon. And I have a lot of shoots that are just kind of going crazy right now. But I'll walk y'all through this particular garden, and let's talk real quick about the plants. Now, this tree right here is an Eagleston holly, and it's a little bit small right now, but it will get a lot bigger, and I will keep it in that triangular cone shape, which I think will give some really good structure right here in this corner. I've got some encore azaleas behind it. I have creeping phlox for my ground cover, and I have a lot of little baby pine trees because we have so many pine trees. This is a twist of lime abelia that is really thriving here in this spot. I had it last summer. I moved it over here into this spot right here that gets a little less harsh sun than where it was, which was on the south facing side of my garden, of my home, and it was getting like all day just like baking sun, and it really didn't look good at all. But here the sun goes behind the pine trees probably around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's sheltered, so it's really happy. This is my Carolina Sapphire topiary that desperately needs to be pruned. What you see right here is a blue kazoo spirea. It blooms pink. It's a smaller variety of spirea, and the new growth comes out a pretty blue. The little yellow perennial you see is called Yellow My Darling. Found this at Home Depot last summer and it really just caught my fancy because it's got a cute little bloom. Then some purple coneflower. I think that is called Pow Wow Wildberry, if I'm not mistaken. And we will be carrying that at the nursery, as well as a really good selection of Abelia. This is a Pink Pinnacle Vitex, and it blooms, this right here, it blooms sort of a lavender pinky color. It's more of like a little bit of a purple color, but a light purple, and I really like it right here. I mean, this garden this summer has grown a little bit, and it's looking a lot fuller and a lot more abundant than it did last year. And I really just have to say I'm so encouraged about that. So give y'all a little bit of a side view. In the back here, I have 3 regular lime hydrangeas, limelight. These get pretty big. It says about 6 to 8 feet tall and wide, and I'm expecting them to get every bit of that because we live in the southeast where Lucy, I thought my cat was about to go to the bathroom right in front of y'all. So we live in the southeast, zone 8B, and we have a really long growing season, which means that a lot of our stuff gets bigger than what tags tend to say. So, I mean, I'm anticipating maybe one day having to move those, or either I had thought about just like pruning them to where they don't jut out so far forward in the bed and just like making them work. Okay, so let's talk just a minute about the nursery. We've gotten 5 trucks in, semi-trucks, full of plants, and we're coming along really, really nicely. We've got most of our weed mat laid. We've got roads installed with gravel. We're waiting to get the rest of our gravel in the front acre. We have 3 acres, and I need to show you guys an update video. I'm really sorry. It has just been so busy, and I've been trying to get everything in the inventory, so it's been just a little overwhelming. But I've been thinking about y'all so much and like really wanting to put out a video to show y'all what's happening at the house and at the nursery. So these are the agapanthus that John and I planted last summer. And if y'all remember, this bed was just a straight bed like that, and we pulled it out. We planted these Eagleston hollies. We planted these agapanthus, and it's like a assortment of agapanthus under these 2 Eagleston hollies. So I've got some Ever Sapphire, I've got some Ever White, and then I think, well, you know what? I can't really remember if I have any other varieties. I think I have like a normal, just purple color. But things are just starting to get a little bigger and look a little better to me. I put in 2 pink knockout roses here and then on the other side of the porch here, and I really like them. But I did that because I didn't have anywhere else to put them, and I was just kind of looking for a spot. And I just figured I would try it out. Okay, so I have some blue Cascade Distilleum planted behind the agapanthus and some boxwoods along the fence. And not fence, but you know, whatever that is up under the porch. And my plan is to keep them in a cone shape. Those need to be pruned. And then the two here need to be replaced because they're dead and dying. But anyway, my thought was to have like cone-shaped boxwoods all along the back of the porch, like on either side, because I love a cone-shaped boxwood because I think it adds a formality. Also, I feel like it works really good with a cottage look too. But I've got sort of the cottage starts over here, like at that corner, and then over here kind of starts like a more formal landscape. And that's my parents' house right next door. So if you're new to the channel, my husband and I moved a couple of years ago into another neighborhood next door to my parents. And we live in the Highlands neighborhood in Dothan, Alabama. And so a huge project has been the landscape for me. And it has been a lot of work, but very rewarding. So I hope you'll kind of follow along, because mostly this channel is just about my gardening adventures. And around Christmas, this past Christmas, we decided to open up a nursery here in Dothan. It's about 5 minutes from my home, and it's a true blessing. Lots of hard work, but great. We'll be opening in probably about 2 weeks or so. So y'all look for a video on that, okay? I'll really try harder to be better about giving y'all more updates. Maybe when things slow down and I get everything in the inventory, and a few more things kind of hammered out, I'll be able to do a better job at that. But anyway, I hope y'all have a good weekend, and I will talk to you guys very soon.